Well, hello. This is Patrick Pope, and I am ready to present my final for you guys. I hope you guys like it. Whoops, sorry. So I chose Dave Burgess. He's my modern theorist. He is best known for his work with Teach Like a Pirate. Many of you in the Sioux Falls School District had the chance to go and see him perform live or present live for our professional development this year. He's fantastic, and just so you know, I'm a theater person. In my former life before teaching, I was a involved with the community theater, and I love all things theater. So Dave Burgess spoke to me. So the life of Dave Burgess and his family biography. Just so you know that Dave was born and continues to live in San Diego. He had lived there his whole life, except for when he attended college. He's married to Shelley Burgess. Shelley is really his right hand uh, connection and partner in crime. She has served as an award winning teacher, principal, director of student achievement, and the assistant superintendent of educational leadership in the school district where they both teach. She also co-wrote with Dave, P is for Pirate, and they own Burris Publishing and Burris Consulting Inc. together. Dave also contributes that a lot of his gusto for life, a lot of his gusto for teaching in school comes from his two children, Hayden and Ashlyn. And as you read his theories, as you read Teach Like a Pirate, these two figures keep on coming back in about, Dad, why don't you try it this way? Why don't you do it this way? So it's really awakening and listening to uh, the family that got him where he is. Dave Burgess's uh, educational experiences. Just so you know, he is not the easiest man, even though we live in the modern age. He has seemed to kind of live under a rock, and it's hard to find information about him. What I was able to dig up is that he attended the University of California at Davis for 5 years. He got a degree in psychology. He attended night school after that to get his teaching certificate, and at night school is where he met his wife, Shelley. She was also attending night school and wanting to get her teaching credentials. He still teaches at Grossmont Union High School. He does travel a lot to do professional development for other teachers. Teaching awards, Dave is well recognized. He has a BAMI for Secondary School Teacher of the Year by the Academy of Education and Arts and Sciences. In 2001 and 2012, he was a Golden Apple winner. Golden Apple is a nonprofit organization that works to inspire and develop the support of teachers and school leaders in excellence in Illinois and around the country, and especially for schools in need. In 2007-2008 school year, he was awarded the Teacher of the Year. Other things that you should know about Dave is he's a New York Times best-selling author with his theory book, Teach Like a Pirate. And then if you go on any of his media sites, you'll notice that he has rave reviews from all kinds of school districts, superintendents, regular teachers who just love what he's doing in professional development. So Teach Like a Pirate um, has really opened up a door for me, and I like it. The main essence is that pirates dare, that they're adventure, and he wants you to be bigger than life in your classroom. That's the way to reach students that are disengaged, and his main focus is reaching those disengaged students. You know, that he wants you to take your classes out of the four walls of your classroom as much as you can, and market your class. Be willing to fail. Get people interested in going, even if it's not going to be what you would quote unquote find as a successful lesson. It would be something that kids would want to come to again and again and again and see what you are doing. And the way you prepare for this is by asking yourself lots and lots of questions. Be aware that you're on stage all of the time, that enthusiasm is key. Now, pirate is an abbreviation. So to teach like a pirate, you have to attack your classroom setting with passion. That you're not going to love everything that you teach. We have to get over that as teachers. We have to accept that there are some days that are not going to be fun. But we want to strive and look for those things where our passions are in and outside of school so that we can bring them into school and make those days more fun. We want immersion. We want to immerse our students in the kind of classroom that they deserve. That it's a full experience. You may notice that right now I'm sporting these lovely well, whatever you call these facial hairs, is because I took a pirate day today, and we taught black cowboy wild horses, and so I came all dressed in my suit like I usually do, and then the third period I had shaved off my full beard just down to these and dressed as a cowboy, had the room all differently arranged and had all the kids sit on the floor, all the students in a rope circle, and I created that immersive environment for them to be a part of. And for the rapport, uh, they you need to create individual inroads with your students, and then you need to ask yourself questions. How can I do this? How can I get this? How can I reach the students when they come in? Are the lights going to be on and off? What kind of music is playing? Will the windows be open? Will the lights be on? What kind of things can you do to make this interesting for students? Then you need to transformation. That realize that not everything is going to work, but when you need to realize why it's not working, why that for your students this doesn't seem to get through, and realize that's part of failing, and that you have to go back and re-look and ask and analyze again. And within the enthusiasm is that if you're not excited to be there, they're not going to be excited to be there. So you always have to, one of the images that he uses is a clown. You've always got to be like a clown. They always have that smile on. You always have to be positive. If you're not going to sell your class, if you're not going to sell the ideas and the lessons and the standards, then nobody is. Historical precedents. Okay, although he has never cited any of these people directly in his work, it's my opinion that Dave Burgess seems to have been influenced by Jean-Jacques Rousseau, for example. I mean, when Rousseau talks about taking out of the four walls the education, that's exactly what I think Dave Burgess says on many different occasions through his book that we should do. B.F. Skinner, when he's talking about how we can reduce bad behaviors, strengthen good behaviors, and reinforcing opportunities. That's what Burris wants us to do. He wants us to find and pull out those behaviors so that we can reward them. That we can minimize them. That even if you get a kid to go, at one of your jokes, you're still reaching them. That's something that you can work with. And most importantly, I think that with his psychology major, that John Dewey is somebody that has influenced or created an environment that a Burgess, can fit in. They both believe in experimentation and interaction of students with lessons, and then going back and asking those questions and revising it. It's very scientific, like John Dewey would have had. So what are the implications of teach like a pirate theory on the 21st century in classrooms? This theory tries to disrupt everything that we've been taught. Students are fully immersed in lessons. Classes will be challenged, shocked, and excited during the school day. Teachers are asked to take chances. They are asked to take big challenges, big chances. If they fail big. It's a lesson for the teacher and the student. Planning, and more planning. Following teachers have asked themselves questions and questions and more questions. So how has it impacted me in dealing with trying to teach like a pirate in my classroom? Well, it's challenged me to give myself permission to fail. After giving myself permission to fail, uh, I find that the teaching is very liberating. That it's freeing. Wondering how I can maintain the growth in and engagement in my classroom. Getting tired of being asked questions like Mr. Pope, are you doing today? And where did my desk go? Why are these things hanging from the ceiling? Why are you dressed like that? Are you sure we're allowed to do this? Did you get permission? Uh, and then looking forward to each class and lesson that I've planned for. I really do love sharing with my students. And then that also triggers then a rapport that I'm growing to get with these students. So here are some of my favorite quotes from Dave Burgess. Teaching is no longer about relaying the content standard. It's about transforming lives. I don't put my content on a cold grill. I preheat it. I build mystery, curiosity, buzz, and anticipation before you even start the lesson. And that's from Teach Like a Pirate. And he's talking about that you got to market yourself, and that you've got to create this mystery, this aura, this thrill that kids want to get to the class. They want to learn about it. And this sends it all home for me. It's not just about raising test scores. It's about raising human potential. We are in the life-changing business, and that's exactly what we are in, as Dave Burgess points out, and Shelley Burgess made this nice picture for him. But that's what we believe that teachers can do. Criticism of Teach Like a Pirate. Some teachers say that they're not creative. It comes easy to other teachers, and it's not easy. It's hard work, allowing yourself to fail. It's not park and bark. You can't just sit up and lecture, you know. Uh, and the I'm not creative is a cop out. It makes it hard for teachers that attach themselves to dare to teach like a pirate. And I'm tired. I'm physically tired. Well, not tired. I'm exhausted after each day of school. But having students who haven't talked to me ever in class after I started to implement this and say, that was really weird. What are we doing tomorrow? Makes it all worth it. It makes me raise my own bar. Here are my references. You notice uh, uh, he was not the easiest gentleman to find, and you have photo credits down there. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my uh, my presentation, and hope to see you guys all soon.